Well, good evening and welcome to the show, Real People, Real Voices. Glad you joined us. Always a pleasure to host with you.
Good to see you again, my friend. It's good to be
Likewise.
here. It's a great show. I'm happy to be a part of it and have some great guests.
Yeah, great guests.
Great guests, great sponsors.
We do.
And we're going to have a great time today.
Yeah, and speaking of sponsors, Lee Castle and Crawley,
Fervent Care Christian Academy.
new sponsor.
Got a brand new sponsor, Indianapolis Health. No, let me say Marion County Public Health. Let me get it right.
Yeah.
Marion County Public Health is with us now, and we're going to be promoting Indy Healthy Start, where we talk about safe sleep programs. We're doing everything we can to make the public very much aware of what's going on in Indianapolis as it relates to Marion County Health.
That's so important.
Yes, it is.
And we want to thank you all for joining us. I want to encourage you to go to YouTube if you want to watch this show over again, or perhaps some that you might have missed. Go to YouTube, put Channel 40 or TV 40, WHMB TV 40 in the search field. It'll come up. Also, look at us on Facebook.
Yes, look at us on Facebook. We're there. Hope you'll enjoy us as we bring information to you to make sure you are in tune with what our city's doing.
Again, we got some great guests today, so stay tuned. We'll be back after this. Well, welcome back, and thanks again for joining us today. And Dr. Moore, we have an esteemed guest.
Oh my God, we have an author with us today, Miss Madewell.
Yeah,
Sister
Lisa Madewell.
Lisa Madewell. She has a book here. We're going to let her tell us all about it. She'll tell us what she does and what's going on in her life right now.
Well, hello, thank you for having me. I am by day a teacher, an elementary school teacher. I
Thank
teach
you.
6th grade.
Really?
Wow.
Thank you. I teach writing, science, and social studies. By night, I am a filmmaker.
Oh.
I have made have had several projects. My first feature was called My Brother's Shadow, and I made that. It's been about 2 years ago here in Indianapolis. And then I went to Russellville, Kentucky to make Cooper's Plantation. It's a short from my series called Trees.
Okay.
Trees are different stories that have something to do with the tree.
Okay.
So I looked at a tree one day and I was like, boy, that tree really has seen a lot. It's seen a lot of, the landscape has changed, the people have changed. What stories could this tree tell?
And did the tree talk to you?
It talked to me.
Okay, tell me what the tree said.
The tree said, I have some stories to tell you. Just sit down and listen. And I did. And I went to family and friends, and I invited them also to write a story. The only criteria is it needed to involve a tree.
Yeah.
So Cooper's Plantation is the pilot of that series, and it's a period piece. And we shot it 2 summers ago.
Okay.
So right now it's just been accepted into One Race Human Race Film Festival that will be in Anderson at the end of this month,
Okay.
March 30th.
Well, congratulations
Yeah.
Thank you.
on all of the success that you've had with writing books. And as an educator, certainly you're teaching and empowering young people. How did you get into filmmaking and writing?
Well, I've always been a writer. I come from a family of writers, and I just kept waiting for somebody in the family to write a book. And I even challenged my daughters. One of us needs to write a book. And so my sister and I actually, she wrote a tree story for me called Izzy's Secret. I never realized that my younger sister had such a gift for writing. And that story was amazing. So we decided we were going to collaborate on Shattered Perceptions. She lives in Atlanta, and so we would call each other and we would just hash out the story online. And Shattered Perceptions is about a young lady who goes back in time to mentor her younger self.
Okay.
So it's basically, what 10 pieces of advice would you give your younger self?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be scripting Shattered Perceptions into a movie. So we will be filming that more likely in 2020.
Okay, great.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Moore, a lot of times we say, well, people ask questions, what would you do?
Right.
If you could
Go
live
back to the hands
Yeah.
of time. Yeah.
And you talk about some of that in the book here.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And basically, you kind of realize that things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't go back and change the past, and you just have to learn and adapt to what has been, the hand that has been dealt to you.
Outstanding.
Yes. So I met a gentleman in Fort Wayne, which is where I'm from. I'm from Fort Wayne, just a couple hours north of here. And I told him, I was like, I write all of this stuff and I don't know what to do with it. And so he showed me how to take my ideas and put them on film.
Okay.
Eric Smith is his name. And ever since then, it's just been a whirlwind.
Oh, you've been doing it.
Yes, been doing it, yes. I recently wrote a script for the Forgotten Timepiece.
Okay.
It's a book by a young lady named Joyce Licorice. It is an amazing story. It's also a time travel story where a privileged young woman who not sure about her background because she's adopted by an Italian family. Well, when her stepmom dies, she goes back and search for her biological family and realizes that she has an African-American grandmother.
Which shocks her.
Which shocks her. She's like, you can't be my grandmother. and because of a timepiece that is a family heirloom, it sends her back into time, and she lives the life of her grandmother as a slave.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be filming that in Covington, Georgia this summer.
Okay.
So what inspires your ideas?
I have a vivid imagination. I always have. Sometimes that doesn't work out too good for you because you imagine a lot of things going on. It's not. But it's just life gives me ideas. You know, I could just be sitting here looking at you two gentlemen and think of a story to go, you know, that would tie you two in together. It's just ideas just come to me just from living life.
Wow. And so tell us about some of the challenges that you've had in filmmaking.
Well, as a director, which is, you know, predominantly a male industry, sometimes on set, having people listen to me and not the male cameraman or the male sound guy, that can be a challenge. And, you know, I have to say, don't listen to them, listen to me. So that can be a challenge. And also just fitting in, you know, having your voice heard as a female has been a challenge.
Yeah. Well, writing and film producing and producing are all challenges, but you've been able to succeed.
Yes.
What's the next thing you got coming, if you could talk about it?
The next thing, I actually wrote a play for Shadow for Success. They are based out of Fort Wayne, a nonprofit organization. And they work with children and bringing kids up, you know, to make them realize their potential.
Mentoring process.
So yes, so I wrote a play for them. I will be delivering that in a couple days. So I'm excited about that. It was my first play that I've written. And the filming in Covington, I'll be doing the casting through the Dream Empires Productions. I'll be doing the casting for that. And so, and of course, writing. And I'm also working on a biography for Robert Lee. He was the president of the International Boxing Federation, and he was kind of blackballed from the business.
Yes.
So I'm working with him on his biography. He's out of New Jersey.
Okay, I've heard of that name before,
Yes. Yes.
So you're busy.
I'm busy, yes. I keep busy, yes, yes.
And a teacher as well.
And a teacher as well. And it's great that my students see this happening because they're like, you can write a movie? You can write a book? You know, like a regular person can do all of these things? And I tell them all the time, you can do it too.
Put your mind to it. You
Put
can do
your mind
anything.
to it, yes.
Yeah. And you teach what subject?
I teach writing,
Of course.
social studies, and science. Yes, my three favorite subjects.
How long
to
have you been
teach.
doing that?
I've been teaching about, this is my 17th year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was at one building for 16 years, and then I just went to a new building this year, and that was a challenge.
In what township?
Decatur, MSD Decatur Township.
Okay.
So I'm at Gold Academy. So yeah, I love doing that. I love children. I love helping them reach their potential and just being there for them. I'm a teacher who goes to my students' games. If they're being baptized or anything like that.
You show up.
I'll show up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, God bless you, and
Thank you for coming.
yeah.
Thank you for having
We
me.
wish you much more success, Miss Lisa, in your
Thank you.
production and playwrights.
Yes.
We pray the Lord's blessing will be on your life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Breakthroughs.
much.
Yeah.
in the industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so
All right.
much. And you can reach me on my website, lisamadewell.com. That's MAYDWELL.com. And on Facebook under the same name. I have a Vegan Soul channel on Facebook, as well as Madewell Productions, where you can keep track of what I'm doing. So,
All right. Thank you. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Crystal Sandburn.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Happy to
You're
have
welcome.
you, Crystal.
And you are representing Cross America
Yes, in Kokomo, Indiana.
in Kokomo, great Kokomo, Indiana.
Yes.
A lot of friends down there.
City of First, isn't it?
Yes, it is, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
So when we first say Cross America, people might think in terms of travel, but that's not quite the case with what you're doing.
It's not. And a lot of people also, when they see our logo and some other things associated with it, believe we're a church. And we are not a church. We are a 501c3 nonprofit Christian ministry with an incredible mission and vision to send a cross and a path to salvation. Here's the cross, a little
Right.
aluminum cross
Wow.
with a Romans 10:9 on it. One of these crosses and a salvation message. We want that to go to every home in America.
Okay.
And if you're counting, that's 114 million residential homes in this country.
How many have you reached so far, Crystal?
Well, we're almost to about 890,000. We were
Wow.
hoping to do 1 million by our anniversary this month.
Okay.
We're not going to quite make that, but we're very, very close. So it's amazing that.
Across in each home.
Yes, sir.
And how long has it taken so far?
Well, again, we've not quite been around for about a year. And so we've almost hit 1 million, like I mentioned, and we're hoping that, well, I guess I should say, we hope we can get them out as fast as we can, but that's really God's timing.
Yes, it is.
And so in that respect, we're farther along than we could have possibly thought or imagined at this point, because He's in control.
Right.
And we're really hoping that we can get them out just as soon as possible for them. But that's 1 million is a lot that we did not expect to be at this point. So.
What inspired it?
Well, what has inspired our founder, Terry Merrill, and his wife, Naida, from Kokomo, is the fact that we're so blessed that some of us were raised in an environment, in a home, and maybe in a part of the country that we were exposed to church. We were exposed to a relationship with Christ. There's a lot of people in this world that don't have that opportunity to know Him. And so this message is a very simple way of planting a seed. The seed of understanding who God is and maybe our need for Him. We are a multi-denominational facility, so lots of denominations come in and use our facility to put these together. We use volunteers to do that. And so the motivation is just to really make sure that everyone has an opportunity to know who Christ is and have a relationship with Him. It's really about eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And the two principles that you use is the cross and the path to salvation.
yes.
How'd you
yes.
come up with those two?
Well, the cross is something that we thought was important because the cross is really it in our lives. That's how we know who Jesus is that He died for us on the cross. And so even if someone sees our message and doesn't want to have anything to do with it, just maybe they'll keep that cross.
Right.
And maybe the hope that it does bring spiritually, and the Holy Spirit will minister to them in some way, at some time, at some point in their life, and maybe they'll find someone in their lives that will help them find that relationship with Christ.
Right.
And so that's the importance of the cross. But the salvation part is that we need to talk with our mouths and speak to Him and ask Him to be in our hearts and in our minds.
Yeah, this is really exciting. In fact, this is shaped like a cross.
It is.
Is this a box or
So basically,
how does it all work?
Show us how that works, Crystal.
When we get ready to assemble these, we fold our hands to pray, we bend our knees to pray, and we fold our heads to pray, and we have a little sticker that finishes it off. So when it arrives in the mail, it arrives
Wow.
just like that. And so our friends and our volunteers in Kokomo who come in every day to our facility put these together. They pray over them. They ask the Lord to bless those individuals who receive them, because we know the Holy Spirit ministers to each of us in so many different ways.
Right.
And we have been so surprised, and we shouldn't be, about the blessing that people who have received by just being a part of the ministry, because they're a missionary sitting right in Kokomo, Indiana. Really.
This is real evangelism.
Yeah.
It is, and it's the way to help those individuals who certainly can't go to different parts of the world or different parts of this country and minister, but they can be a part of a ministry that can somehow plant a seed.
Great substance too.
Yeah.
It has a lot of substance to it. You know, you see a lot of evangelical ministries that do outreach ministries. The core is not as strong as this core might be.
Well, we have to start someplace, don't
Right.
we?
Yeah.
And no matter where someone attends church, we have to get them to understand their need for Christ, because some people have a wonderful life, but they don't see a need for Him.
Right.
And we know that's one of the most important things and decisions we can make in our lives.
So how can the viewers help? This certainly is beautiful, the packaging and all, and the cross.
Right.
Can people donate? And
Absolutely.
How might they do that?
Absolutely. We have our website, crossamerica.net. You can go into the website. You can
Go right there.
There's
Get
an
in that camera right there and tell them, smile at them,
I
and
will
tell them
do
to
that.
give you some money.
Yes, crossamerica.net.
Yes.
You can go onto our website. There's an interactive map on the website that you can maybe look at the specific zip code that you're located in and see if it's been sponsored yet. We use the Every Door Direct method with the U.S. Postal Service to get these messages out. And so there are individuals who simply just donate for their particular zip code, or they donate to our General Cross Fund, and then we decide where those messages will go next. We pray over that and ask the Lord where we should be sending those messages.
So in the time we want you to please be sure to support and go to crossamerica.com.
Right.
So critically important. In the time we have left, take us back to the origination point when this idea was birthed.
Well, it's, again, our founders are Terry and Naida Merrill. And again, Terry, he and his family own a business in Kokomo, and it takes them all over the country, this biosolids company that they own. And he just has been so blessed by living in a beautiful community that we do, that he was raised in a great home, a great Christian home. But he had noticed that lots of people he met, especially on the East Coast, West Coast, wherever they were performing their biosolids company at, a lot of people just didn't understand, they just don't know. How do they know if we don't tell them, right? And so that was where God had placed it on his heart to do something. We've got to do something to plant seeds. What can we do? And then as several of us just joined in on the ministry and got involved, this became what was that came out of those relationships is we will send this in the mail, because Every Door Direct is something that can be used by lots of different nonprofits and businesses. It's a product of the U.S. Postal Service. And so this is one way we can get that word out, and hopefully that people will find someone or will be a part of a ministry in their own communities where they might know someone who maybe somebody's different in their lives and they don't know why, but maybe it's because they have a relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
And this individual can receive this, someone receives this, and they can say, I need to know. There's information on our website also about how to accept Christ and be a part of maybe a ministry in your own community. Our website's growing all the time, so it's just a really neat place to visit. Our facility is so large, it's about 22,000 square feet. It used to be an old 84 lumber, then it was a skating rink. And so we've taken a very cavernous building and a very blighted piece of property and made it into something incredibly beautiful where people and groups can come meet. We have concerts there, we have big events. Had Phillips, Craig, and Dean there this past year, had several different really wonderful groups that we've had. It's just a very big venue, and we want people to be a part of that by coming out and assembling the messages, having meetings there, having conferences there.
Just promoting the kingdom.
Exactly. Hey, iron sharpens iron. And
It
when
does.
we're together,
It does.
it's amazing what God can do when his people are together. And so we really want that. And no matter where you're from, it can be anywhere around the state of Indiana or outside. We want you to come visit
Right.
us. We want to be a to-go place. We even have an incredible cafe called Doubting Thomas Coffee and Cafe.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because there's no doubt we sell great coffee. And we're all kind of like a little Doubting Thomas, you know? The Lord, he said, Lord, I won't believe it until I see it, until that I see where, you were speared. But we need to walk by faith and not by sight. And so really that's why it's called Doubting Thomas. So great coffee, great food, great fellowship.
Tell me about the barnyard there.
Yeah, the barnyard's a great place upstairs for birth to 5-year-old children. We want we wanted to have a place where young moms or people could come and bring their children and sit and maybe have a cup of coffee and talk and enjoy their time together. We don't charge for any of that. We just want to be a community fellowship facility for people to enjoy their time. And to just to really, if they have to talk to a friend, be a part of a Bible study, a business outing, anything that they have, we want to be able to contribute to that and be a part
Give
of it.
that website again real quick.
CrossAmerica.net. Please join us and review the website and see how you can be involved in our ministry. We'd love to have you come visit us at 840 Daniel Drive in Kokomo, Indiana. You can always email me, Crystal, at crossamerica.net. I'd love to be able to accommodate you in any way or talk with you about the ministry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Crystal.
thank you.
You've been
Thanks
a
so
great
much. I
guest.
just feel so blessed to be here.
Yeah, we're blessed to have you.
Well, anytime he's around, you're in the midst of a blessing.
To God be the glory. And Romans 10:9 is on here when it comes in your mailbox. Look it up. It'll be a blessing to you. We'll be back after this.
Yes.
Welcome back. I'm James Jackson, your host.
And I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm your executive producer, Faith McKinney.
Very, very exciting things going on
Yeah.
with Miss Madewell and making movies and writing books and teaching our
School.
children.
Yeah. She sounds like she knows what she's doing. She's got, 3 or 4 movies already in place. Getting ready to do some more things this year. And we need to be praying for her success. Not only that, but pray for her that she handles our children correctly.
Yeah,
Because they need it.
Absolutely.
they do
Yeah.
need it.
Well, yeah, Indianapolis has a robust film scene, and we're starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're working to get that going. So maybe people like Ms. Madewell can, stay here in Indiana and create
Right.
instead of leaving.
That would be good. And if you get this in the mailbox, we just had the folks here who are responsible
Cross
for
America.
CrossAmerica.net.
Trying to reach families, every family that's in America.
114 million homes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah,
And there are over 800,000.
already.
Yeah.
And based out of Kokomo, the city of First, and we ought to be proud that somebody's doing some great evangelism work up in the Kokomo area.
Yeah.
There are churches there, but to be introduced to this is phenomenal.
And it's
Great
really
people.
nicely packaged too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Nicely packaged, yeah.
And the cross with the Romans
They
10
have-
and 9 on it.
They have great sponsors.
It takes that.
It takes that to do this. I mean, they have great sponsors, and the material is gorgeous.
Yeah. So if you can be a sponsor, go to crossamerica.net and help them out. Thank you for helping us out today by watching the show.
We love you.